Hello! Welcome to another exciting episode of Who's That Anime? With your host Steve, who's all excited, and me,
Gemma.
Gemma, like you're in the Gemma, uh, and me, the other host, Colin.
No.
Neil. Neil. Oh man. If we haven't guessed from Steve's comments, we're reviewing Gi Charat, I think is the
Yeah.
name.
Yeah.
Uh,
I this is our first non Haruhi Suzumiya episode uh in 3 months.
3 months? Has it been 3 months?
I think it might be more than that, but yeah. Like we went down a rabbit hole. That's
That,
for sure.
that is a rabbit hole. Not to fear, we're going to go down another rabbit hole soon enough.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
But I did also send you after our discussion of the disappearance of Haruhi Suzumiya, I ended up trying to search out the soundtrack
Hmm.
because I was listening to it on YouTube because but the quality wasn't great. So I was like, I really wish I could find it. So I looked on different streaming services and there's nothing. And then turns out that like a lot of music from Japan doesn't really go onto streaming services at all.
Oh,
And really the only way to get a lot of it is to buy the CDs. So
oh.
uh, ended up buying the soundtrack and having that shipped over. That will be, I think, to date the most expensive CD I've ever bought.
What? Jesus, just because of the shipping cost.
That and I think it was just generally it was an 11-year-old album that's probably not all been printed since. It was probably a copy that's been sitting there waiting to go. They don't have a cheap price on it. I think like I suppose if I think about it, the price of the CD itself was maybe about £20, which is not over the odds for something that's not really in print or um you know that easily attainable. But yeah,
Yeah.
the shipping was murder. So
That probably
uh
doesn't help because of
yeah.
our situation in this country at the moment.
Yeah. On
Oh,
a good
absolutely
side
no.
though is the site that I bought it from.
Uh-huh.
They did all of the taxes and stuff for me, so I didn't have to like worry about it getting picked up at customs and turned down and stuff like that, which was nice.
You mean that what they done as a import is call it paper, flour, and comb.
No, they definitely did not do what they did on AliExpress when they sent my last Transformer, which was right toy with a value of $5 on it. Um, it was not worth $5. So no, they and it was really nicely packaged as well. So like it was bubble wrap and crepe paper and a huge like reasonably weighty cardboard box as well. I think the website was called CD Japan.
Oh,
Um, and they yeah they delivered that in like just over a week,
that's not too bad.
which was it was one of those things where like the really long shipping, like the 6 to 8 weeks or however long, was the difference of maybe £5, and you were already paying a reasonable amount to have it shipped at that rate. So it was like, I guess I'll just pay the £5 and have it like delivered in a way I can track and make sure it's okay and be like fully insured and
Yeah,
etc etc etc. But
yeah.
the artwork and stuff on the album's lovely. It's really nice. Um, and also I have just realized that I don't own a CD player anymore. So
You don't own
I need
you
to.
got a record player, but not a CD player.
I know, like this is a sign of the times, man. Like I bought a car last year. That car does not have a CD player in it.
Do what? They don't have CD players in
Yeah.
it anymore at all.
Nope.
And not hidden away behind like this stupid screen somewhere.
Nope. There's literally no CD player in my new car. The older car I have, there's a CD player in that. But also, it's not really driving music. So what I need to
Yeah.
do is get it put into my PC and ripped and uploaded to my YouTube Music account so I can listen to it that way.
No. Can't be doing that.
It's all right. It's that's that no one else can have it. It's just me at that point. So
Technically, I think that's a grey area in this country still.
very much. Oh, totally. Even though I have an upload for 50,000 songs that I can totally use.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, that's Steve's Pirate Bay right there,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's my Pirate Bay that's only accessible to me.
and anyone else that knows your password.
Actually, no.
No.
Like even if someone signs in as me, yes. But like even if I share because I have a family account
Uh-huh.
um that I use with my wife, and she doesn't have access to my private songs, even though we're on the same account.
All right. Is that a good? I mean, does she like want to listen to your private songs?
Well, I suppose it's
Or
that thing of like it's good because she gets her own 50,000 song uploads,
yeah,
but it's kind of a bummer because it means that if like I'm ripping my songs or stuff that we both listen to, I would have to upload it to both for it to be available for both of us.
yeah, yeah. It's fine. It's
At
fine.
least so far, from what I've found, I'm uh I'm in the middle of basically downloading a load of podcasts and uploading them to YouTube Music at the moment.
Okay. Just so you can listen to it
Like
somewhere else.
yeah, like the ones I pay for like Patreon and things like that without ads and stuff like that. I make sure and download the premium versions of them and upload them to YouTube.
Why are you that for? You can just listen to them anyway.
Oh, I can, but then if I stop paying for the premium, then I don't have access to them anymore.
All right, okay. I see. Dodgy dealings again.
I'll just like making sure I get what I paid for.
Uh-huh. Until YouTube like somehow self-destructs and doesn't exist.
Oh, I still have it. Well, I say that as well. I also have like a backup in my G Drive as well.
Google just suddenly self-explodes and the internet
Yeah,
breaks. Nothing
if
works.
Google disappears, I'm a little more screwed. But
Or the big solar flare
yes,
hitting us and frying all the electronic equipment.
it could happen. It could happen.
They've been talking about it for
I mean,
years.
there's that what's the guy named Brian George, the guy that does the pitch meetings for YouTube,
Oh yeah.
and he did that whole like my roommate got possessed thing,
Yeah.
and how it wasn't a big deal because it was 2020, and it's like
Yeah.
yeah, that might as well happen. It's
Yeah.
fine.
Pretty much.
Kind of what it feels like.
Yeah,
So
it's
do you feel like this situation has made you stronger or just kind of numb? It's like I'd like to say that it's made me stronger, but you know, probably more just numb.
yeah. It's yeah, that was a good one. It's like, oh,
I did like that.
wait, you've been possessed now? And it's like, yeah, I possessed your flatmate. It's like, oh, that's cool. It's like,
That
well,
might as well happen.
you're not phased?
No,
No, not really. It's
I
2020.
think the response is, listen, there are two. This is, of course, back when the election was on as well. Look, there are two old white guys fighting over who wants to be the ruler of the apocalypse. So, you know, we could be talking about a whole state being on fire one week and then not the next. So,
Yeah.
and not wrong,
No, that did
and it's
happen.
still going on.
Yeah. It is. Was there's the other one that he did. Uh, there's the other one where he basically gets teleported into a game show. He's just wandering around and teleported into the game show, and they basically ask him about his him from this other dimension, time zone type thing, and it's like, how stupid is was it something about being the stupidest time travel? And this time travel, they all got like disease and got told to wear masks, but and self isolate, but no one did because they didn't want to do it. Yeah, type thing. And it's like, yeah,
Yeah,
and this
that
disease is like super contagious. And they're like, uh, wait, we might not want to
wait.
bring you here.
Uh yeah,
Uh,
the less said about that whole fun, the better.
yeah.
I'm I'm at a loss. I think somebody who put it best, and I know that this is only really the case in the US, not so much here. Like we have our own band of nut jobs in the UK, but they're
Well, you mean like
not quite as impactful.
the people that tried to take over Edinburgh Castle?
That's the ones, yeah.
Yeah, and started quoting uh, the Magna Carta articles as laws for Scotland, which, by the way, we were nothing to do with that. That's an English and the continent thing, I believe. It's for the Earls,
Yeah,
and then
it's just silly.
it was us that went in with the Arbroath Declaration, I think it's called Declaration of Arbroath.
Getting a good history lesson here.
Yeah,
Didn't know that.
yeah, and I think that was how we kind of tried to stay afoot. But yeah, the Magna Carta apparently isn't really much to do with Scotland. Yeah,
Well, in the
these
US, I think
nut jobs claimed it was.
it's they're different brand, different flavor, but they're the same kind.
Yeah,
And in the US, I think somebody pointed out it's like if you're maybe driving past three or four different health centers where you can have a free vaccination on your way to go and pay for some horse medication, maybe you want to reevaluate your life. And I kind of agree with that sentiment.
yeah. I was going back to the whole Magna Carta thing. It was response to the police officer was there. They got called out to it, where
Oh yeah,
I was like the police officer came on and said, "Yeah, yeah, what you doing?" Something like, "Oh, we're taking back the castle for the people," type thing. And the police officer was like, oh, okay then, that's cool." Type thing.
I mean it's sort of like what can you do?
That's
You have fun. Like
yeah,
I mean, it's
it's
this seems innocuous to a degree. Like sure, you do that.
yeah,
That'll make the difference, right?
yeah,
This is what's going to turn the tide and make sure that people know what's up.
yeah. I mean, like it's not like there's an army garrison stationed there.
Oh no, no, not at all.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the other thing as well is it's like the I don't want to get my vaccination because I don't know what's in it. Said the person that's smoking a cigarette. Um, it's like yeah, you're right. You should be really protective about what you put in your body, smoking person.
Yeah. Or the drug users. Ah,
Yeah, I it's there's a I don't even want to call it a logical leap. I just want to say that there's like a
it's not logical leap.
it's no there's just a logical void where common sense and reason should exist and doesn't,
Yeah.
and instead it's filled with 5G and lizard people conspiracy theories about vaccines controlling you. It's
Oh,
amazing.
lizard people, man. That's because the Live came on
Yeah.
Netflix.
So I such a good movie.
It's a good movie.
Such a good movie. Also,
Roddy,
I don't know. This will, no, you know what?
Roddy.
No, this will go up. This will go up soon. For UK listeners, and this is not we're in no way affiliated with the site, but Zavi, I think, are having their 12th birthday at the moment.
Are they?
And they're doing some pretty decent deals on anime and manga, like 40% off.
Yeah, they generally do something like that every so often.
They've
Um,
even done like price cuts and then 40% off now.
ooh,
So you can get like uh the like I did actually. I got the really nice 4K edition for Akira. I think I got it for like £18, and
Yeah.
it was reduced from 45 or something ridiculous like that. But today they are also doing a sale on Arrow TV movies as well, and like they're guys that do full restorations for horror movies and like sort of genre stuff.
Oh, yeah,
So
your other passion.
yeah, so I got like a bunch of horror movies on like with the nice. They all come with like commentary tracks and all this cool shit, and it was again 40% off, which is pretty nice.
Yeah. So anyway, should we talk about the thing that we're really
Should we
meant?
talk about the thing we're here to talk
Oh
about?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Let's
Um.
do that.
Do you want to explain what this is? Because we've you've mentioned this to me, like we've been batting this back and forward for months now because we've decided this is how we were going to break up. Uh, Finishing off Haruhi and then moving on to Lane.
Mhm.
How do you know what this is and what is this, Colin?
Uh, so years and years ago, like a good 20 years ago, because it was like early 2000s. This came out, and uh, it's just songs that I watched a lot of shite, and this was one of them. To be honest, that's how I know this, and it's like what?
It's can I like let me level with you, right?
Hmm.
I There are lots of things I love about this,
Yeah,
like in a very unironic way. Um, I don't maybe think the whole thing is great, but man, there are some moments in it that are just pure joy.
yeah.
Uh,
It's just some stupid shit, man.
like I, oh, it's like so good. Like in some places, the I've we'll get to that. We'll get to like my favorite episode at one point, but and same for you. But like in particular, I have a a deep fondness of when the characters will be all extremely cutesy and then just they just like the camera will pan away and the music will like fade out and they just like talk darkly into a corner and it's really it happens several times throughout the entire show and it's amazing.
Yeah,
It's great.
usually the green haired one is doing it too.
Yes.
Yes,
Dejiko.
difficult. Yeah. Uh,
Yeah. It's Digico and so yeah, I guess we should start off with episode one then. And of course we should mention there are 16 episodes of these, but we'll probably go through them relatively quickly because nothing happens in them really. But more importantly is they're about 3 minutes long each.
I think the most that ever happens in one episode is probably the first episode.
It's definitely the one with the narrative.
Yeah, it has a narrative in it. Okay, so basically, Dichiko comes down because she wants to be an idol, and they come from another planet, it seems. And she comes down and she's going to be
Yes, and
idol and be famous and all that. Uh,
yes, and she it's Digico, Puchiko, and Gemma, the yellow, basically the yolk of an egg that has sentience, I assume. They
you
all
got an
like
egg.
bring their spaceship down.
Yeah.
It's a little bit like Gudetama, um, but they come down into Akihabara.
Well, going by the size of the image of it, is it's the ship was bigger than the Earth, essentially, because it just has this wee graphic. It's like, oh, we're
You're
coming to
right.
Earth to like, so I can come popular pop idol type person, and it's like the ship was like there. Oh, get out the camera. Ship's like there, and then the planet's there, and it just goes do 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 do.
And
That's like
Smash.
slams into the side of the Earth. And so happens
Yeah.
to saying that they landed in Akabara. Akabara? No.
I've heard it pronounced many different ways. Akihabara is the one I always say, but I don't know if it's right.
Yeah, that famous place in Tokyo. Um,
Yeah, it's the manga anime capital of and video games capital of Tokyo, right?
yeah. So here's also a thing. Well, they land and they go, haha, type thing. We're going to be famous type. and then realize they have pretty much no money and it's really hard to earn money, and they become homeless and they go, "Oh no, we're homeless now," even though they magically teleported their
They have a
UFO
spaceship. Yeah.
into her bell that she wears around her neck. She's a basically a cat girl with a bell around the neck.
Yeah.
And her baby sister, pretty cool.
Puchiko, yeah.
Yeah. And Gamma, who's like this straight and narrow person.
Like I say, Gamma is sort of the like a sentient egg yolk
Yeah, but
with
he's
arms.
yeah, and he's very much essentially the guy. He tries to keep them legitimate within the legal and not abusing people. So
Yes.
they basically start going start a scene of going, oh, we're going to die out in the street, poor and lonely.
Yeah.
And then this slug comes up because that's how most of the human beings in planet Earth are slugs.
So here, this is right. Basically,
Hmm.
a large percentage of the humans that are drawn in this are essentially people inside like sleeping bags.
Yeah, that's one way to put it. Yeah, or the slugs with faces.
I was getting like heavy um Katamari Damacy vibes from these people, and also it reminded me of Bill Bailey in the first episode of season 2 of Black Books, where he is living in the new bookstore in his sleeping bag on the countertop, and he's basically just a face with a sleeping bag all bodied around him, and he's doing his stretches and things. It's like, yep, that's where I'm at mentally with this right now.
Hmm. That's about right. And this guy comes up and it's basically the owner of the store. And he goes, "Oh, what's the problem?" And it's, "Oh, we're poor, we're homeless, we're going to die of starvation."
Yep.
And he's like, "Oh, well, you can always have the room above my shop. It's not used for anything." And she was like, Digi goes, "Yes, that's a great idea. We love you." And then Gary goes, "But we've got to pay you some money for that." And
That's right.
then Digital takes Crucial to one side and does the dark. We're going to die because of some goody two shoes yellow person putting their foot in.
It, it's so good. It's so good. It's the everything's gonna work out just fine. You can stay here for free. Oh, but we should pay you. He's like, oh, you're right. You should pay me some money. The fuck is wrong with you? Why did you say that?
Yeah,
We
pretty much.
we could have been on easy street. And then, fortunately for them, though, he's like, but you can work here to
That's,
pay your way.
yeah, pretty much. And then
And then
Crucial,
they end up working in sort of a bookstore, book, anime, manga, and
yeah,
stuff store.
yeah, it's called Gamers,
Yeah.
and it's an actual store.
Oh,
Apparently,
really?
yeah, this is
Oh,
like some
wow.
crazy mascot anime deal for the store.
Oh,
Apparently,
shit.
from what I read online, but
When I eventually go to Japan, I'm gonna have to visit.
maybe I don't know. He might not be around. Might be gone.
Well, you mean Japan as a whole, considering they're still locked down horribly?
Well, yeah. I mean, the post Olympics didn't help.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, even though the
yeah,
big
very true.
protests about it. Yeah. So also you should mention Picture kind of wanders away at that point, going type thing, and then everyone's just like going, what would be the best way to put it? They were going, oh look at the girl type thing, like
Yeah.
not in a creepy cute girl kind of way,
No,
but
they were fawning over her cuteness.
yeah, as like people over babies type thing.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that type of way. Um, and then so basically they agree that, and that's the end of that episode. Essentially, I believe.
And that is probably the most we'll be able to talk about any of the episodes.
Yeah, I believe maybe Digital fires a big laser. She has laser beam eyes as well. Uh,
She does. I couldn't remember if they appeared in that episode or if that came up when Ruby and Rose uh come
oh,
into it,
oh, is it? Yeah. No, I think she's shot. She
which is the
shoots.
second episode.
Yeah, she shoots the gamma, and at the end of that episode, there's a shadow of a rabbit type girl in the corner spying on him.
That's right.
And then the second episode introduces that character.
Which is Usada. She does not like being called, which is her actual name.
Yeah.
She likes to be called Ruby and Rose, and she's an idol. She's gonna be
Well,
famous.
yeah, she's kind of just like, did she?
Yeah, and this kind of I say like that is very much all I can say about this episode is that she's in it. She's introduced, and there's a rivalry between Digico and Ruby and Rose because she always just calls her Usada.
Yeah.
And she's like, that's not my stop calling me. That's not my name. It's really annoying.
Yeah.
And that's kind of it. That's all this episode does is set up the fact that there's a rival,
Hmm.
and then we sort of move on to the next one where I think it introduces the next character, which is like this little boy.
Uh, yeah,
He wants trading cards.
that's right. He's a really shy boy who wants trading cards, I think.
He's afraid of the store, and I don't know why.
Because
I don't know that that's ever made particularly clear as to why.
it, I don't think this anime makes anything particular clear as to why things happen.
That is very true. Um, and
Uh,
yeah, he's looking for a particular deck update, I think, or like a booster pack,
mhm.
and he eventually sort of manages to make his way in, but of course becomes incredibly shy and frightened of the store. And they're like, "Here, the cards are over here. You can come and get them." He's like, "No, that's fine. I don't need them. I'm gonna leave now,"
Yeah.
even though they're like right here. Uh, but then ends up getting the cards anyway.
Yeah, and I didn't like him, I believe.
Yeah,
He's like, oh,
man,
I don't like that. But I don't think that was like the third episode. Because,
it is.
no, there's got to be an episode where Robbie and Rose also starts working at the store. Sure, that was like the third episode or something, isn't it?
Oh, I think they're the same one.
Oh, is it the same one as two? Oh, that one.
Yeah,
Anyway, yeah. Anyway,
but yes, you're right. The rival ends up, of course, working in the store, and I think that's maybe why it adds to his discomfort because I think both of them are trying to
I don't. I think
sell
it's
him the cards.
well. I don't know how much Disco actually tries to do anything in that job.
No, actually, you're that's probably right. She does very little
She
ever.
annoys people. Um, and then there's an episode where Critical tries to do her laser beams,
Yes.
and it's just fucking I don't know streams of shite come out of her eyes.
Uh, but we'll get to that. But yes, essentially, that's the third episode. Is uh, Ruby and Rose? Ruby and Rose comes to.
Yeah, the store,
He comes to yeah.
I think.
Uh, and then yeah, that's that. And then the next one. The next one's like is this not the weird one where like they just go to for a picnic?
Is that no? Is that one? I don't know. I kind of
I'm
watched it all once.
I'm looking through the very short synopsis of each of the episodes.
That's probably the best thing to
And
do.
it
Yeah.
says here that episode 4 is the one where they go to the picnic, and that means that this is the one where we introduce my favorite character, the yellow bear in the box.
Yeah. Well, this introduced to the yellow bear at that point. So they go on the
Sorry?
picnic. This introduced to the yellow bear. He's not in the box at the time.
No, that's true. He's just the yellow bear.
Yeah. He's just got that one stare in his face. And
It's so good. So good.
yeah. So they go on the picnic. they go, aha, we're going to go on this picnic and we're going to go and have it at the top of this mountain type thing. And then I think Garen comes in and says, why don't we just have it here? Top of the mountain is quite
Yep,
far away or something. And this girl goes, no, we're doing it. And then she looks and goes, it's actually really far away. And then Robbie and Rose fly with her bunny ears, and she flies by them,
yep,
and then get shot down by Digital with her laser eyes. And then
that's right.
and then they have the picnic because they're hungry, and then you're going to go walk into the forest, deeper into the forest to get up
Yep.
the hill, and then meet this bear thing.
It's it's just it's such a great character. It does nothing.
It freaks out the other ones.
Yeah. It's
Uh,
just weird looking.
yeah, I think Disco tries to kill it, but it is able to dodge all their laser beams. Oh, and
Yes,
it
it is.
eats the stuff.
Oh, yes, that comes into play later as well.
Yeah.
Uh, but yeah, that's kind of that episode, and because then that the yellow bear then becomes the yellow bear in the box that sits in the store, and
Hmm.
now also kind of works in the store, I guess.
Yeah, I think it followed them home or something.
It's confusing. Um, I then think the next one is the one where the like the handsome guy who really likes grammar is
Oh,
really like he loves Digico and their adorable and like Puchiko and Gemma and their adorableness, but he's like, man, you guys are super annoying with adding all that extra language in at the end of your sentences.
it's something like that.
Why do you do that? And it's like, oh, I don't know, Neo. Oh, God, why are you doing that? It's like I need to say something. It's driving me crazy.
Yeah, then we Pichugo and Puchiko, and
Yeah.
he's like, oh, I can forgive you for doing it to you because nah, too cute. Or something.
It's just it's so weird. Yeah, because he's like he's very interested in Puchiko in particular, and is just like, I guess like this is okay. I can't, I can't let my overwhelming sense of frustration at your inability to speak properly uh get in
Yeah,
the way of the fact that I think you're great.
pretty
So
much.
yeah, it's I feel like all the show so far has been just basically introducing new characters because
Uh,
that's kind of all this one does is that guy become kind of like then floats about for the rest of the series like here and there
yeah, and you
in no meaningful capacity.
got the two Digi cool enthusiasts too, but
Oh, the otakus. Yeah,
yeah,
they're this is the next episode where like they appear and things get a bit creepy.
yeah. What was he trying to do again?
It is a good question. I can't really remember. I just it's no, that's what it is. They find her tail and they bring it back to her.
Oh yeah, yeah. Because she goes somewhere and goes yay, and then her tail falls off, and then
That's it.
Puchiko basically goes, "Oh, your tail's falling off." It's like, "Oh no, I lost my
Yep.
tail," and then they come back and go, "Here's your tail,"
Yep.
and then
That
they get praises or something.
yep, that's it. And then
Yeah,
we have two more characters that now exist in this show.
yeah.
They do a very good dance in the intro, I must admit.
The Martians have Blob in the intro.
Yeah, they do a little bit of dancing. It's cool.
Yeah, I
It's cool.
suppose the praise to Digital. And then the next episode
This is the one where Gemma becomes bigger.
is that just like the boring one where like the Digital's bored in the store. It's like it's so boring
Yeah.
here. I want something interesting happening. You get to see like Godzilla attacking the town and
No,
oh
that's another one. This is one where just like Gemma just becomes larger because Digico kicks him into the water.
oh yeah, and it swells up.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
like that's the episode.
yeah. He gets booted into the water by Digital. She's not very nice to people, to be honest. And yeah, and then he get kind of swelled up and it's like, yeah, I'm going to like beat you down type thing.
Yeah.
And then how does he like not be swollen again?
I don't remember.
Anyway,
Like,
at the end, he's basically about to get Tsuchiko. She's running away and going, no, no, get attacked type thing. And
yep.
then he loses it. And then she's like, all right, I'm going to get you. I think she just then
She punts him again.
back into the water, I believe.
And then there's nothing meaningful really happens in that episode. And then the next one is like the
Don't know what you're looking for meaning for.
no, that's true. Puchiko, this is the one where she like knows that she has the potential to use eye beams.
Yeah, she's like, I want to use eye beams, and she practices, and it's just little streams of shit comes out of her eyes.
Yeah.
And then is it our Amir, the grammar guy, comes in and gives some points of like you got to be angry.
Yes. Use your anger
Join the Dark Force
for eye beams.
And then,
Again, these are like 3 minutes and barely anything happens in these.
is that all it was? 'Cause
I really don't remember anything else about that. All I remember is the fact that like she wanted to use eye beams and couldn't.
yeah, but then did she not like? No, that's a later episode, I think. That's a later episode. They all came merged into one. They're all pointless.
There's this next one. I'm reading the synopsis for it, and I don't remember it. And I've watched through these episodes maybe 3 times now.
Oh Jesus! I only did it once.
It says Minagawa is saved from sickness from a prehension form Rabian Rose, who tells him her history.
So there is a time when Tsuchiko gets possessed by something. She comes like a snail type person because she's under one of those was it capodos, the tail with the covers.
Is that not the next one where like she's identified as the person who robs the store or robs the person rather?
No, no. And then they bring in the shy guy because he can exercise.
He can exercise them. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, and then I think Chico gets also possessed by some other ghost, but you can't exercise that because you can only exercise the one that Chico gets possessed by.
Yes, that's right.
It might be that one. Can't think of.
I think maybe. Yeah, let's go with that. Then there's the one about the robbery that I don't remember much about that one either, if I'm honest, and I don't understand. And I'm going to tell you why that I don't remember much about any of these is because one of these episodes really stands out to me as my absolute favorite, and I love it. And when we get to it, we can talk about that one.
Okay, yeah.
There's the one where they dream of rice.
Dream of rice.
Yeah, she's trying to sleep and like literally is all they're dreaming about is
Oh yeah.
is like the big nigiri and things like that.
Yeah, and then they're all jumping all over the place, and she's slamming her foot into Pikachu, and she just wants to be a bit left alone, so she moves away, and then Gamma bounces all over the place because he gets over excited, but then she knows how to do the eye lasers now, Pachiko, and zaps Gamma.
Yes.
And then they both have a big argument, like, you've used your laser beams in the middle of the night on me. And it's like, no, I didn't. Yeah, you did. No, I didn't.
Oh, this show
and
makes no
that,
sense.
and then that was it.
That's kind of it.
That was basically.
Okay,
Well, I think that was it.
we've uh oh wait, it's a clam spirit. We've jumped one. We've talked about that already. Then
Yeah,
episode
yeah.
13 is the one about the clam spirit. That's okay, that episode. But the one I want to talk about is the monsters and stuff appear. Is my absolute favorite thing in this.
Oh, yeah. So that's the one I was on about, where Godzilla appears
Yep.
and all that other
Because
shit.
she starts the whole thing starts off with her in the store. It's like, I'm bored.
Yeah,
I wish a monster would attack it. It's like
yeah,
monster attack, really shittily drawn.
yep.
Godzilla is like doing some stuff, and Rabian Rose is like, oh well, she's like, oh, I guess it's getting exciting and stuff now. And Rabian Rose is like, maybe you should use your laser eyes. No, I don't want to. Oh, and then Rabian Rose is like, well, I'm gonna save the day with my guns and shit.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
Like
because,
pulls out a handful of guns on each side,
yeah,
and then just gets like properly
yeah.
like turned to dust. It's great. And then of course it's met with the sort of laugh that I love.
Oh, yeah.
It's so dumb.
She does have. That's just cool. This is like two-part of that one. Does it not continue in the next episode?
So no.
No.
The next episode is another great one to talk about. Um the great thing about this one is that it's an episode done in 4 parts. So we're on the first part, which is the monster attack. And then it's like she tries to use her laser eyes and it doesn't work. And they're like, oh, we should like throw these bags of smelly stuff at the thing
Oh, yeah, yeah.
and then use my laser. Oh, sorry, she does that first. It's like, well, we need to like make it dizzy or like distract it. Just throw this, and they're like, what's it like? Gemma's filling the bags of rubbish with hot water and deodorant to make them smell even worse.
Some of that, yeah.
And then they all throw up. And
Yeah.
then they're like launching the bags, and the Godzilla is like, oh no, and she uses her eye lasers, and it just does nothing. And then and the bear in the box just floats in and hovers in front of it, and then devours the entire Godzilla
Yeah.
thing.
He's all Godzilla.
But there's 4 parts in it, and I can't remember what the middle 2 parts are. But it's like part 1, monster attack, part 2, and then part 2 finishes immediately as soon as the part 2 title card is shown, and then it goes on to part 3, and then part 3 is like the the bear in the box in the store, and an alien going like, "Hey, I want to buy this thing.
Yeah.
Excuse me, I want to buy this. Hey, what's wrong with you? I just want to buy this." And then the title card flashes up for part 4 about aliens attacking, and then the episode just ends.
Yeah. Very much. I
Oh my god.
think part 2, I think it's not like some other random monster attack.
It might be. I don't
Uh,
think you actually see anything. I think it just flashes up on the card saying this happens, and then it just changes to the next thing immediately.
Possibly. Ah,
But I watched that episode maybe 5 or 6 times. That one really, really made me laugh.
uh-huh.
It's really dumb, and the jokes in it are really good, and it has the bear in the yellow box in it in a more prominent role. So I was pretty down with that.
But oh yeah, it's my favorite
Um,
character.
yeah,
It's the most.
and then the next one
Mhm.
is the one about the guy that comes to town and he's the total douche to everyone. He keeps causing a commotion. He's the blue guy.
Oh yeah, the guy,
And he's
the
like,
teardrop guy.
maybe I'm not. Yeah, he's like, maybe I'm not good enough. But like I'm trying to be a good guy. And everyone's like, okay.
That's cool. And then he just like, yeah, he just like totally, just goes off on one, like rage.
He does. He has this whole speech, and then he steals the food that they want to eat because he's really sad, and they give him the food.
Mhm.
and he cries and yells while shouting how delicious it is.
Yeah.
Um, and then it's kind of like, cool, really like the store, thanks guys, and leaves.
Pretty much. And then that's it.
It's
That's the episode.
yeah, man, that's weird. The next one we don't really need to talk about because it's essentially a music video for a song called Party Night.
Oh yeah, party night, man. Do do
Other than to
do
say
do
the dancing's fun and the song's all right,
do
could be worse.
do. Party all night.
Um,
It's also about
and then we
stuff.
yeah, it's fine.
Yeah,
It's worth a watch.
yeah.
Um, then the last episode is the Christmas episode where they're all like preparing for Christmas,
Hmm.
and Dejiko's like, I want to kill uh Isada, so I made made this bomb cake that's gonna kill her.
Yeah.
Um, and like immediately, I can't remember what it is, but they somebody says something to her like that immediately is like, oh, this is I've done a bad thing.
Yeah,
It's like,
someone got through to her,
yeah,
and then
and of course she's like, oh my god, she's probably already dead. And then she turns back up at the place, is like, oh hey,
got this cake.
I thought we should share this cake.
Yeah,
just just like obliterates everybody in one.
yeah. Uh,
It's it's actually a very satisfying end, I think,
yeah. They've blown up the
if I'm
store a few
honest.
times in the show.
Yes, that is true.
You missed.
Um,
So I think the one that we're talking about with the illness, right?
mhm.
Is I think it's like the shy kid, because the shy kid finds out that who Robbie and Rose is goes to school or something. It's like a school kid at school because
Yeah,
he does find out her real person life, and there's a big story about these dice, why she has dice in her hair in her hair.
that's her back. Yeah, it goes into her backstory, but the dice in her hair. I forgot about that. Yeah,
Yeah, and it's about something like her rich parents went, "Ha, we're off to America. Here, have these dice,"
that's right.
and that's why she has dice in her hair.
That's her backstory. Is
Yeah,
that her parents abandoned her and left her some dice?
yeah, all poor and that. It's like, fuck you, we're off
Oh
to America.
man,
Um,
what a harsh lesson.
yeah, that's pretty harsh. Yeah, so that's
It's kind
essentially
of it.
uh this guitar. Um,
I mean, when you remove the minute of intro to the 3 minute episodes, there's really not a lot in this.
there's it's quite deep, man. It's quite deep.
Yeah, like I think we could like take some time and really assess the weirdness, but it's just man, there's so much going on in this without anything actually ever happening.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's mental.
No,
I showed it
it's
to my wife, and she was like, "What is this?" And I was like, I don't really know." And she's like, "So what's happening?" I'm like, "Again, I don't know." And I'm not saying that because I'm watching this for the first time. I'm saying that having watched it multiple times, I still don't understand what's happening in any of this.
yeah, yeah.
None of it makes sense. It just
Just
exists,
just is.
and that's okay.
Yeah.
Uh, I know you said that I would be like you were maybe not concerned, but you weren't sure I would enjoy this. I did enjoy this. It's really dumb and really fun, and it's not a big commitment. So definitely worth the time spent, in my opinion.
That's good though. Yeah. I mean,
Did you enjoy going back to it?
Oh yeah, it's kind of fun. I mean, I didn't really watch it back then either. I think I watched some episodes because it's like, yeah, it's just dumb, stupid mindlessness with the senseless violence. Essentially,
Yeah.
pretty much a lot of violence in pretty much most episodes of some sort. Someone getting hit by laser beams, almost in every episode. Maybe a few.
Someone's getting blown up or
Yeah,
something done to them, for
I
that's for
mean,
sure.
in the intro, you literally see Jessico like uh, stabbing Gema with two big giant spikes, and it was like a balloon losing all his air.
Man, what the fuck is Gamma? Yeah, like this is like sometimes when people say that's like, oh, that just feels really anime. It's like, well, this is kind of one of those things from like if someone who had never watched any anime, like, because I get things like things like Trigun or like whatever, they're a lot to take in because they're very non-traditional and they're using the format to their advantage by having storylines and things that are driven in a way that normal live action stuff just wouldn't be. um but that kind of gets like exploded out into, it's like, oh yeah, it's just crazy all the time, just like everything's weird all the time, all just for the sake of being weird. It's like, sometimes yes, but this is that.
Yeah, yeah,
I
that that
think
is
to a degree.
that is that style. Yeah. Well, I mean, put it this way: is they kind of half referenced it in the Haruhi Suzumiya in, for example, the movie that they made
Hmm.
where Mikuru was meant to live in a shop above a shop in a room above the shop, and that's kind of like this exactly what happened in this is they
Oh my
got a
god,
room above the shop.
that they worked. Oh my god,
Yeah,
it's all connected.
it's all connected, man. But
Holy shit.
yeah, but it's just kind of shows you the. It's not just. It's like kind of like an anime trope. I think there's a lot of anime where I think that shit happens.
Jeez.
I think. Just trying to think of a memory.
Oh, well, here we are. We've
Hmm.
done our sort of second palette cleanser, and it lived up to the weirdness of the previous palette cleanser of what was it, Vampire Homes, which
Yeah,
was great.
yeah.
Um,
It made about as much sense as well.
well, the thing about Vampire Homes that I will love to this day is that it has, I think, what is one of the greatest jokes in anything ever, which is when he's showing in the leaflets and it says 30%. It's like, what's 30%? Is it the line above this? Is 30% the width of the page? What does the 30% mean? Like, I just love the depth that they go into that particular detail in that
Mhm.
is incredible. It's so stupid and so funny, and I still laugh about it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, Disney Child does that to the extent of, well. I mean, it's the,
Oh,
the, the
totally.
backstory of Rabbit and Rose and her parents leaving her and leaving these dice.
Yes.
That's just ridiculous. It's like, oh yeah,
Yes.
so why do you get it? Why do you have dice? Oh, it's because of this, and has like a wee bit
Yep.
where it's just like these kids, two parents saying, literally going, we're off to America now. Here, you're sad. Have these dice. Literally
Brilliant.
is along those lines. Like, uh,
Well, we've managed. We got to the end of it. And
we got to end of this one anyway. There's lots more Disney
yeah.
chariots out there.
Oh yes, we'll maybe revisit that at some point. Who
We'll
knows?
introduce yeah, a new character, the proper
Oh
rival to
god.
Digi Chariot.
Shit.
Yeah, it's
Now
like
now
Panda
I'm
Girl,
curious.
who really hates her.
Well, uh thank you very much for listening.
Mhm.
As you all know, for those who are listening, we are Who's That Anime, and this is a podcast that is available on anchor.fm/ Who's That Anime.
Mhm.
The podcast is available in all good podcasting software. You can search for us. Reviews are not mandatory, but very much appreciated. Any opinions, any feedback that you have, very much would be liked. It would be cool to get. We don't make any money doing this. We just kind of hang out and talk about anime. So it'd be good to build a bigger community that likes to talk about anime with us. That's kind of, I think, where the fun is. So if you want to leave a review and tell your friends, that would be cool. We also have a Facebook page. It's facebook.com/ Who's That Anime. You can find out when we're going to be releasing new episodes there, and also just occasionally memes, and most likely in the next couple of days, pictures of my Haruhi CD that I will put up, just to prove my apparent brokenness for that movie. And other than that, Colin can be found on Twitch playing some video games from time to time on twitch.tv/couchfuel. There is a back catalogue and archive of all of the Couch Fuel content from Twitch on YouTube on the channel Couch Fuel. You can find that just through the search. Similarly, I sometimes play horror games. You can find me at twitch.tv/Hail Payman, and I have a back catalogue and archive on YouTube too. You can find those by just searching for Hail Payman.
Yeah.
I think that about wraps us up.
Yeah, it's good. Neo is war. Neo is war. I remember that the video. There was like a music video that someone did
Yes.
of Triple H's intro.
Yes.
Trying to play the game.
Oh God.
It's awesome. It's got a laugh in it.
It does. It does. Oh, the internet is so broken.
Yeah, that was made way back a while. When this
God, I
show
love it.
was
Yeah, it was proving how broken it was all
yeah.
the time.
Oh, there's plenty more where that came from. I mean,
So we'll be back next week after our little palate cleanser here to talk about Serial Experiments Lane, which I am rewatching for the first time in I think close to 20 years. So it has been a while.
yeah, I watched it a bit sooner than that. Later than that, I finally watched it like maybe 5 years ago or something. But yeah,
So
it's another head scratcher.
yeah, it definitely left an impression on teenage me. Like I was pretty. It is one of those like like what were your favorite movies in college era, and it's like like Fight Club and Usual Suspects, and it's like oh yeah these ones I see. It's sort of in that same vein of like it. I think scratched a particular itch at that time in my life when I was getting into more anime at the same time, and provided that sort of weird narrative that not all of them did. But I suppose you like Perfect Blue and Paprika and things like that around that time were kind of doing.
Yeah,
But I hadn't
Paprika
watched
was good.
those until after this, so
Yeah. Well, this has got more to it because it's a series. The other ones are maybe
yeah, they're movies. Yeah,
yeah,
I guess I mean like they're attempting to do something with a little more substance than just looking cool and being violent or anything like that. It has
yeah,
a particular message, I think, behind the storyline and something that the creator was trying to get across. So it'll be interesting to see how well that translates to modern day. Because I watching it now, where we are with the internet
yeah,
has been eye opening versus when I first watched it when I was just about to get broadband.
yeah.
So it's
So,
I think it's particularly interesting.
do you ever play the game?
I did not know there was a game.
Yeah, it came out the PlayStation.
Holy shit, I did not know that.
Yeah, Yeah, there's a game of it.
Is it in English?
It might got released in America. I don't think it came
Hey,
out
we
here.
should when we can be in the same room together, which seems like we can start to do that pretty much now.
Yeah, we can do that now,
We
man.
should maybe live stream some serial experiments laying the game.
Yeah, we need to track it down. Could do the Ghost
Yeah,
in the
I'm
Shell
sure we
game
can find.
too. The PlayStation
Oh
one.
man, I remember playing that on the PS1.
I had a demo. It was pretty cool. It's actually a nice,
Yeah,
smooth, fast moving game.
yeah, like
And
surprisingly for the PS1.
yeah, in the attack mode. Attack mode? There's like a tank thing that you were in.
Yes, I remember playing that and Karushi. So that not it's not an anime game, but it was the one I was playing around the same time. I think it was called IQ here.
No, Kershey I think was here. IQ might have been over in the States. It's the one about the block rolling towards you.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah,
remember
yeah.
the demo of that, yeah.
Because there was Karushi and Ultimate Karushi. They were great games. I really liked those.
They were pretty cool. I got to say though, I did just play the I did just play it on a demo disc when they were bought
Yeah,
the game.
I rented it. I rented it from the local video store.
Ah,
Uh,
was it a
as a
block?
last little recommendation before we go, then I suppose I should say also I've been play if you like Picross as I do, I play lots and lots and lots of Picross. The new Sega Picross that just came out
Uh-huh.
is pretty good.
All right,
It's real
okay.
good. Um, Lots of cool Sega music from the Master System and Mega
Yeah.
Drive, and lots of different games represented, and like hundreds of puzzles.
Yeah,
So
is it like the Konami one?
yes, yeah, it's like the Konami one. I actually think it's a better package than the Konami one, though. Must
Yeah.
admit. Um, but the Konami one was great. I enjoyed playing that. That was the one on mobile, right?
Yeah,
I played
yeah.
that for quite a while.
It was all right. I did
I
it
wish
all.
I
And
wish they'd
then
released that
once.
on console.
Yeah. I played the Konami one for a while. I completed it essentially one run. Then I got a harder mode. And then it was like,
Yep,
nah, fuck that. It's just the same puzzle.
yep.
They didn't,
Yeah,
they just made
I
it
put
hard.
a lot. I put a lot of hours into Picross.
Se-
Um,
Seems that
I
way.
have I think no less than 10 Picross games on my Switch.
Jesus.
So yeah.
Anyway, um, this has been Who's That Anime? With your host Steve and your co-host Colin. And we'll see you next time for some serial experiments lane. Bye now.
Neo,
Neo. Gamma.
Gemma,
Gamma. Neo.
Gemma.
Ah,
Bye, folks.
bye.